Hi, my name's Ben and we are back with another episode in our journey to uncover what makes South Canterbury not just an incredible place to visit, but an amazing place to live, work and build a business. So let's find out what makes this place so special. From thriving local businesses to hidden community gems, I'm sitting down with the people who make this region tick. Entrepreneurs, creatives, and everyday legends who call South Canterbury home. Maybe you got a bit of a clue from the sign behind me, but today we're speaking with Charlotte Bowen. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview, Charlotte. Really appreciate a company such as Heartland Chips being willing to talk about South Canterbury and what an amazing place it is to live, work or build a business. Now firstly, I'd love you to talk a bit about yourself and what your personal background is.
Well, I am born and raised in Timaru. Grew up on the family farm, Foregate Farm, which is in Arari. As a child, Mum and Dad are actually celebrating 50 years of Foregate Farm this year, which is exciting. Did schooling in Timaru here, and then after schooling I actually trained as a school teacher. So I worked as a school teacher in Wellington and then also in Australia. Came back to New Zealand when my eldest was born and did a little bit of relief teaching here in Timaru. Thought we would come back and raise the children in a great place. And it was the time that Mum and Dad started Heartland Potato Chips. So was fortunate enough to also do some work here, and it was all very part-time while the kids were young, and then just grew into the business as the business grew.
Do you have any other experiences that have instilled values in you or have taught you something that's allowed you to be effective as the GM here?
Certainly Mum and Dad instilled values in us from a young age, and that's definitely flowed through to here. I think one of Dad's favourite sayings is, don't do a job that you wouldn't expect someone else to do.
What was your sort of rise through the company then? You started in one area, you've done different things.
So when I first started, it was really on a part-time basis. It just filled in when someone was away in the office. Obviously there was some change, so I stepped into different roles. I helped out in the warehouse loading trucks, got my forklift licence. I even had a dabble at selling chips into stores. So was on the road, sort of did the Twizel, Tekapo sort of area. Probably wasn't for me. I found that quite hard, going in and approaching and trying to sell. It takes a special person to do that. And then we had some change in the business, and it was coming into Christmas time. Our competitors had a potato shortage. We were asked whether we could fill markets, and it was like, well, luckily enough, we could turn the tap pretty quickly. We were pretty agile. And so I was like, yeah, we'll have to run a night shift, but we didn't have the staff or someone in a position to do that. So I put my hand up and quickly learnt how to run a fryer and bagger. And certainly had the support of staff, around me, but being on there doing those shifts was really, it was really invaluable experience.
So what's your favourite flavour of chips?
Oh, there's a few. I definitely like just a plain salted chip, and that's our number one seller.
Yep.
I do quite like the apple cider vinegar. It's not so salt and vinegary. It's kind of a little bit more of a mellow taste. But like you earlier said, maple bacon, that's a good chip as well.
Yeah.
Good flavour.
Yeah. Now, in our conversations leading up to our interview, I wanted to know a bit about the farm and the beginnings of Heartland. Mm-hmm. And we're fortunate enough that we're able to speak to your dad today as well, Raymond, the founder of Heartland Chips. And we're actually going to go to that interview snippet now, and then we'll flip back to this interview. Raymond, you've founded an incredible company. Heartland Chips is in the hearts of a lot of people around New Zealand. Was there any significant challenges in starting the company?
Well, it was a big thing to decide to do what we're doing. We were supplying another processor here. We've always grown processing potatoes all my life, and then one decided to close. So, and that's where the opportunity came for Heartland to be formed. So we knew it was not going to be easy, but I was up to the challenge because it's what I really wanted to do.
And it's obviously grown since...
Yes, it has grown somewhat as, we started to grow potatoes and then started to grow processing potatoes, and as that processing grew with others outlets that we had, well, we kept putting more potatoes in, so therefore we actually made the farm bigger over the years.
Yeah. I would certainly say that you're definitely in the big leagues now. If you were to ask me, or probably anyone in South Canterbury or even New Zealand, name 5 potato chip companies, you'd be one of the 5 that they name. Yeah.
And it's nice to know that we're the only New Zealand-owned potato chip company in New Zealand.
Really? So the other competitors, they're not New Zealand owned?
No, they're not.
I didn't know that.
In the crisping line that we're in.
Yeah. And all the more reason for us to support local, you know what I mean?
That's
and
right.
not just local South Canterbury, but local New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, Raymond. I feel like a bit of a fan because I like the chips so much. And want to wish you all the best, and congratulations for creating such a successful company.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ben, good on you.
So, Charlotte, can you explain to me the farm to store journey?
Sure. So obviously, as I mentioned earlier, the potatoes are all grown on the family farm out at Foregate in Arari. Once they are harvested, and at the start of the year, they are harvested direct from the field. So we get potatoes every day delivered to us that we then turn into potato chips. And sometimes that can be on the shelf the same day. Yeah, I know, crazy, eh? So the journey, as you asked, is when it's harvested on the farm, it's obviously graded. Any stones or dirt or anything's removed from quite a flash machine that they have out there, like an optical sorter. So it arrives to us, hopefully, with no stones and no dirt, just pure potatoes. Goes into the factory. The process is really quick. So it can be turned into a bag within 12 minutes. So enters the factory with the skin still on, skin's removed, goes through the slicing blades, goes through the fryer. From the fryer, it then goes through the flavour drum. It's flavoured, weighed, then bagged, put into a box, wrapped up on a pallet, and stored in the warehouse. And from there, it gets shipped out.
And do you have any secret ingredients that you can't talk about?
I wouldn't say secret ingredients. Probably the main secret ingredients, let's be honest, is the potatoes, right? That's the majority of the product. So we're lucky that we've got that traceability. We know the farmer comes from the family farm to the factory. So we know that, they can grow really good potatoes. So that's probably one of the key secrets, is having good quality potatoes.
As the company's grown, there will have obviously been opportunities to either move away from South Canterbury or base other sorts of operations outside of South Canterbury, but you've chosen to stay here for the whole operation, both the factory, obviously your office staff, and also the farm itself. Is there a specific reason why?
South Canterbury is a great place, so why would you want to leave? Everything's so close and handy. We've never thought about moving anything anywhere else. We've had no need to, and I don't think in the future we'll ever think to do that either. We're lucky enough to be close enough to the mountains, to the ocean. We're accessible to lots of places. And look, I'll throw the plug in there. It's a great place to bring up kids. We've enjoyed it. It was a good move to come back. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Charlotte. Now I've got 2 final questions to ask you. The first question is, what benefits has your business had being a part of the Chamber of Commerce?
I think the networking and all of the courses that they have available are great. There's obviously the Be After 5, so Business After 5, that they have quite regularly, where all businesses within the region can get together and meet. It's a really good networking activity. They also run a Women in Business, and again, that's been really great.
And my final question is, what is one piece of advice you wish someone gave you when you first started out in your leadership journey?
I learnt this really quickly, and that is, staff are here to work for you. They're not your friends. So someone had mentioned that to me, and I did take it on board, but it probably wasn't a couple of years into my role that I thought, actually, wow, you've really got to have a bit of a line. And look, you can have great fun with your staff and lots of banter, but you just can't get yourself into that situation where you become friends.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Ben. It's been really good.
Really appreciate it, and really excited to see what Heartland does over the next 5-10 years.
I'm excited too. Thank you. Thanks.
Awesome. All right.
Done.